Alright, algebra class, we're going to be solving two-step inequalities, and then towards the end we're going to throw in some variables on both sides of the inequality. Alright, let's get started. So here we have 2x plus 3 is less than 4. So this is just like solving equations, but we're dealing with an inequality. So I'm going to draw my arrow down where my inequality goes, and then draw my line. The first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the 3. So I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides, and I get 1 is greater than 2x, or 2x is less than 1. Now I divide by 2, and I get x is less than 1/2. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Now, of course, when we're doing this in class, I do want you to graph it. So make sure you graph these. Now, here we go. 3/4 x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 1. So we draw our arrow down. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. I get -1 over here. These cross out, and I get 3/4 x. Now to get rid of the 3/4, what I have to do is I have to multiply by its reciprocal, 4/3 on both sides. These cross out, you get x is greater than or equal to -4/3. And that's it. So let's go on. This one's a little bit harder. The first thing we have to do is simplify the left-hand side, because we can simplify it. And that should be one of the first things you look at. Can I simplify the left side? If you can, then do it. Then you should look at the right side and go, can I simplify the right side? If you can, then do it. If you can't, then you just go ahead and solve the equation like we normally do. But here we can. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply, distribute my -2. So I get -2x minus 10 is less than 4. Now I'm going to draw my arrow down, and I'm going to add 10 to both sides, and I would get 14 on this side. These cross out, and I get -2x on this side. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by -2. Uh-oh, what did I say? I'm going to divide by -2. Because I'm dividing by a negative, this sign switches. So we get x is greater than -7. And that's it. Let's try one with x's on both sides, variables on both sides of the equation. It's the same idea as solving equations. So what we're going to do is draw our arrow. First we're going to look at the left side. Can I simplify that? No. So now I'm going to look at the right side. Can I simplify that? Nope. So now I'm going to draw my arrow and my line. And I'm going to pick on the smallest x, which is 2x. So subtract 2x from both sides. And I get 2 is less than x minus 1. Now it's easy. We just add 1 to both sides. We get 3 is less than x. And that's all, folks. That's it. 3 is less than x. Now, if you don't like the variable being on the left side, on the right side, you can always switch it, but make sure that you switch everything. Make sure that mouse stays open to the x side. Those are both the same thing. They're both good. Alright, here's another one. Now, you see this one has a lot of fractions. I taught you how to get rid of fractions one time, and I'm hoping you remember. This is how you get rid of fractions. The common multiple between all these is 6, the greatest common multiple. So I'm going to multiply by 6. 6 times 2/3 is 12 over 3, which is like saying 4. So this is 4x. Now I'm going to go do the next one. 6 1/3 is 2. Less than 6 1/6 is x. It's 1. And then 6 times 2 is 12. Now I got rid of all my fractions. It's going to be a lot easier. I pick on the small guy, which is the x, so subtract x from both sides. I get 3x plus 2 is less than 12. Now I can subtract 2 from both sides. I get 3x is less than 10. And I divide by 3. So I get x is less than 10/3. That's a hard one, but it was pretty easy once we got rid of the fractions. And that's it, folks. I'll see you tomorrow.